Welcome everybody. Hi, I hope you're doing great. Hope you're having a beautiful start to your week and you're ready to have some yoga. Today's practice is going to be focused around the heart, and I know last week we did some heart work, but today we're going to go a little different direction with the heart, and it's going to be a beautiful way to kind of think about expansion. And this is a time where we start to open. And we start to open to just like nature. And if we watch the rhythms of nature, we see that things are opening and becoming really beautiful. Despite what goes on around it, it's amazing how the tenacity and determination of nature, it doesn't stop for these things. It just keeps opening. So we're going to go there today in our practice. I would love for you to start on your stomach today, just laying flat. And as usual, I teach a sensation-based practice, so I'm going away. You're not going to see me doing any of the movements. I'm going to talk you through this, and it's a beautiful way to connect to your inner being and to just observe both the physical body as well as the mental body, the emotional body, the spiritual body. So get comfortable on your stomach. I like to take my hands and stack them one on top of the other and rest my forehead on top of that, pressing into my forehead into the top of my hands. We'll talk a little bit about that. So get comfortable. And I'll see you really soon. All right, my friends. Start to find yourself hunkering into your mat, laying on your belly. You might cross your ankles. You might bend your knees. You might just lay flat. And start to bring your awareness from the external noise in your home, wherever you're at practicing today. And go and layer in, and just listen to the inner noise of your thoughts. And then feel your body breathing. Such a beautiful way to connect to the fullness of your breath as you lay on your belly. You feel how your body reacts to the inhale and the exhale. And that pressure points between your eyes in the yoga world, in the energy world, it's known as your third eye. It's your sixth chakra. This one relates to your imagination, your intuition, your dreams, your deepest knowing, your ability to see without the physical eyes. Oftentimes when we want to focus, we want to really pay attention, it's just very natural for us, whether we are aware of it or not. Many of us reach towards our forehead and just maybe rub or press right there, and that's just your own knowing to open that energy center so that you have a deeper insight as to whatever it is you're facing. Last week we talked about the complete breath. See if you can return to that by drawing in air to the lowest parts of your belly, watching as it rises and it pushes against the floor, and then the air moves all the way up to the top of your chest and your throat, and then you exhale in the same direction from the top to the middle to the bottom. And just cycle through your breath a few times like that, paying close attention to that complete breath. And then we take a moment to acknowledge all that is good right here, right now. All that is good. All that is pure, all that is potential, all that is love, this life around us, blooming and opening. And then begin to slip your hands out from under your head. Rest your forehead on the mat and bring your palms just underneath your shoulders, face down on your mat, fingers forward. So your elbows will be bent up, kind of like these little wings. Then start to push your hips down and hunker them down and slide your legs long, tops of your feet press into the mat. And on your next in-breath, just push your hips down as you barely lift your heart. And then when you exhale, lower your forehead back to the mat. And then try that again. Just lift as the hips go down, the heart lifts, pubic bone presses down, and then the forehead comes back to the mat. We start to cycle through again, inhaling, lifting the heart, maybe a little bit more. Don't worry about straightening your arms. Keep them bent. And then forehead comes back down. Try to draw in a little deeper breath as you inhale and lift. And exhale, forehead comes down. Try one more, just like that. So good. Rest your forehead on the mat and take your hands off of your mat, but keep them in line with your shoulders. So the hands are in the same position. They've just slid off the mat onto the floor next to you. Now the elbows are bent more like cricket wings in that 90-degree bend. When you inhale, lift your heart, push against the floor, and then turn and look over your right shoulder and breathe out. Perfect. Inhale back to center, lift your nose, lift your heart. And when you exhale, turn and look to the left. Do that again. Inhale back to center. Exhale, turn right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, turn left. One more time through. Follow the rhythm of your breath. Inhaling and turning and lifting and turning. Beautiful. Come back to center. Lower your forehead. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Press your hips back to your heels and find child's pose. Keep your arms extended long. We're going to move into this sequence of just waking up the body here. It's nice and slow and gentle. You'll rise up to all fours. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. It's just a tabletop. We're often here. Now tuck your toes and begin to elevate your hips up and back in that upside down V shape we call downward facing dog. Stay for a breath or two. Maybe circle your head, shimmy your hips, pedal your feet. And now let's begin to find a little bit of movement here. Drop to your knees, take a breath in. When you exhale, sit your hips back to your heels in that child's pose. Now inhale back to tabletop. Tuck your toes and exhale, downward facing dog, upside down V shape. Inhale, drop your knees. Exhale, hips and heels connect. Inhale back to table. Tuck your toes and find that upside down V shape. Breathe out. Bend your knees and inhale. Exhale, sink back, hips to heels. Inhale, roll back up to tabletop. Tuck your toes and find the upside down V shape. Try that again, just following your own breath. Just sink back, let go of the breath. Come back, and the hips rise. And you take it one more time through, dropping to the knees. sinking back, rising back up. When you get to downward facing dog, stay there. Now take your feet wide, maybe even off of your mat. Bend your left knee a whole bunch and press your right heel down to the floor. Feel a little bit of rotation here in the hips so you get a good stretch for the right leg. And then go ahead and switch. Bend your left, bend your right, straighten your left. And switch again, bend left, straighten right. One more time, bend your right knee, straighten your left leg. And then come to a wide downward facing dog or upside down V shape. Notice when we come wide here, how the heart can move towards the thighs. As the tailbone reaches up towards the ceiling, there's some space in the sacrum here. And then begin to shift your eyes forward towards the top of your mat, and you'll begin to walk your feet as slow as you can until your feet come to the outside edge of your mat in a wide forward fold. Take your time here. Let your upper body just drape over your bent legs. So beautiful. Slide your hands to your shins, take a halfway lift, and then fold extra deep on your exhale. And then come up halfway again, breathe in, and fold back down, breathe out. And you'll do that one more time. Take a halfway lift and a deep forward fold. Begin to rebuild the spine here. And you'll come all the way up to stand. When you get to the top, you'll exhale. Hands down by your side, and then close your eyes again. Just feel what it feels like to be upright. Legs are wide-ish. Just notice what happens when you stop. Go ahead and walk your feet in so they're just underneath your hips. Lower your chin to your chest and feel the space that your cervical spine, your neck feels. Once you get your chin on your chest, roll your right ear to your right shoulder and just feel that. And then you'll drop your chin back to your chest, move left ear, left shoulder, just waking up the spine at the top, chin to chest. This time when you inhale, draw a line with your nose up to the ceiling, let your throat open, and drop back down, chin to chest. Go ahead and lift your chin to neutral. You might have your eyes closed still. They might start to flicker open. Arms will reach high to the sky. And start to bend your right elbow. Tuck it into your right waist as your left arm reaches up and over. So we get a side bend and opening through the left side here. And as if you're holding this enormous beach ball. Start to reach back up. And now you'll bend your left elbow into the waist as your right reaches up and over. Do you feel that expansion? Begin to lift back up, holding that wide, big beach ball. Drop it over to the right side again, drawing your right elbow in as you reach left arm up and over. And then you will inhale back up. And just one more time to the left, bend your left elbow, extend the right arm up and over. So beautiful, come back up to center. Arms are wide-ish above your head, palms towards each other as if you're holding that ball. Begin to look up, draw a line on the ceiling, reach that ball up and back. Now straighten your spine. Press your palms together and fold over your legs. Release the seal of your hands, slide them to your shins, come up halfway and fold. We're going to come up with power now. So reach up, look up, hold that beach ball, bend your right elbow, left arm goes up and over. We find the connection to breath. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge over to the left. Inhale back up. Draw a line on the ceiling, reach back, exhale. Come back up to center, inhale. Palms seal together, exhale, you fold. Come up halfway. Fold. Come up with power again. Last time, inhale, inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale left. Inhale up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale back up. Press your palms together and bow over your legs. Slide up halfway. Hands touch the mat. Both feet step back. You'll look like a push-up. We're just going to stay for a couple breaths and allow the abdominal wall to catch and get a little bit of heat built up. Beautiful. Lift your hips up and back and find downward facing dog. Next time you breathe in, lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. So we call it a three-legged down dog. Go ahead and bend your right knee and just roll your hip up so that your heart starts to push towards the right edge of your mat, and you rotate through the spine here. And now straighten your right leg. Take a breath in. Bring your right foot forward between your hands. Spin your back foot down so that it's at a diagonal, but it's completely down. And when you come up, lengthen your arms lengthwise on the long edge of your mat and your right knee bends. We call it warrior two. You're looking over your right hand that's forward. And the hand is directly above that bent right knee as the left arm reaches back. And there is some power here in your arms. They're not just flopped out, but there is some intention here. Now flip your right hand. Many of you know that I have been feeling for a long time as I've been practicing and teaching that a palm face up is a gesture of a willingness to receive all that is available, all that is good. But today, I want you to imagine in the right palm, you have something to give. You have something that this world needs. Can you sink just a little bit more into that bent right leg? Focusing your eyes and your intention on that beautiful gift in your hands of compassion, of light, of love, of patience. Take another breath. When you inhale, straighten your right leg, reach your right arm high. It's a reverse triangle pose. And if you want a little bit more depth here, you might sweep your left arm up and grab your right wrist and pull it up and over your head with keeping that straight right leg. Notice here the space that you have. Now begin to tee out your arms again, but keep the straight legs. Palms face down. Look at your right hand and just begin to reach it forward. Don't think about going down quite yet. Just keep reaching, feeling this expansion. Arms are long. And now begin to take your right hand and tick-tock it down towards your right leg. the right foot, maybe the inside. And think here, it's not as much about depth in this pose as it is integrity of the pose. Are you keeping those long lines? Have you collapsed through your right ribs? Do you feel equal length in the legs? Are the arms expanded long with the left hand up, the right hand down? Now take a peek at your right toe. On your next inhale, pull your body up and turn towards that long edge of your mat. Arms will tee out again. And bring both palms face up. Legs are wide. You're in what we call a five-pointed star. Both palms now. The gift from your heart. And take your arms and see if you can reach them back just an inch or two. And notice what just happened to your chest and the skin along your chest, how it expanded. Your thumbs are towards the back because your palms are up. Beautiful. Now inhale, reach your arms high. Grab your left wrist and pull it up and over your head, feeling the length through the left side body. Come back up and grab your right wrist and pull up and over. Come back up. Walk your heels in. Bend your knees as if you're sitting on a horse. Bend your elbows like a cactus. We sink. We feel. We're going to start to pulse just a little bit. Lifting the hips up and down. Tiny little pulses, building some heat here. It's interesting to note that for many of us, when we feel a little bit discouraged in the heart, it's often that we have some very tight hips. The hips and the heart, very much related. Our low back, the tightness we feel through the pelvis, and the hips often have a direct relationship to some constriction in the heart. Now settle down into your horse pose, no more pulsing. Close your eyes. See if you can find that complete breath again. Beautiful. Now inhale, rise up, straighten your legs. Turn all 10 toes to the front of your mat, but keep them spaced apart. Then bring your hands to your hips. So the legs are straight, the hips are forward, belly's forward, eyes are forward. You're going to extend your arms now up to the ceiling. Perfect. Tee out your arms, but this time your left hand's in the front, right hand's in the back. So we're in a twist here. Right leg's in front, left arm's in front. Take a peek at your left hand. Start to reach it forward a couple inches. Again, finding that spaciousness. Take another breath in. Now take your left hand down towards your right foot. And bring your right hand to the sky. Now we're in the revolved triangle. It's a little bit harder. Pull your right hip back. See if you can keep that spaciousness, extending the openness through the chest, but in this revolved fashion. Beautiful. Just one more breath here. Take a breath in. Bring your right hand down. Bend your right knee. Both hands are down on the mat. Right knee is bent. Left leg's behind you. Step into your right foot and lift your left leg in a standing split. Bring your nose towards your right knee. Try to lift your left leg just a little bit higher. Nice. Take a breath in. Your feet come together and you fold. And we reset here at the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Hands find the mat, both feet step back again to that push-up, that engagement of the core that began this sequence. And you'll take a couple breaths here. Take a long breath in and find upside down V shape, downward facing dog. Do that entire sequence with our left leg. You'll breathe in and lift your left leg high. Bend your left knee, stack your hips, and roll your heart towards the left edge of your mat. Re-lengthen your left leg. Bring your left foot between your hands and spin your back foot all the way into the mat. Left knee is going to be bent as you rise up. Arms split your mat lengthwise. You're looking at your left hand, which is directly above that bent left knee. This time we're going to flip the left palm again, but like everything that's a cycle, as we give, we also receive. And so our left side is our lunar side, our female side, it's our receptive side. I've been playing with the idea this year, rather than receiving, of what am I welcoming in? So as your left palm is face up, what do you welcome in? What is in your heart? What is your desire to welcome in? Can you give your left leg just a little bit more? Now your next in-breath, straighten your left leg, reach your left arm high, that reverse triangle. Remember, we have 3 triangles, very much related to the heart. If you want a little bit more, take your right hand up and grab your left wrist and pull it up and back. Feel that. You should feel a stretch from the top of your left foot all the way through the left side body. Now tee out your arms again. Keep your legs just like they are. Palms face down now. Look at your left hand and reach it forward an inch or so. Keep your legs straight. And again, reach. Now take your left hand towards your left leg, maybe the floor, maybe your shin, maybe your knee, but try not to collapse through the left rib cage. Keep it long. Right arm is up towards the ceiling, and there is expansion through your chest as your arms are long, your legs are straight. Beautiful. Next, inhale, pull your body up, turn towards the long edge of your mat again to that 5-pointed star. Palms face up. What are you welcoming in? Take your thumbs to the back just a little bit. This allows the heart to open and lift just slightly. Maybe the eyes go up. And now straighten your spine, walk your heels in, bend your knees and sit on the horse. Bend your elbows. Find that heat again in the hips. Start to pulse just a few times. And then you'll find the deepest version of this horse pose. Beautiful. Rise up. Turn all 10 toes to the front, but keep your legs staggered. Pull your left hip back slightly. Hands on the hips is a nice way to make sure that you're facing hips forward, belly forward. And now slide your arms high. We're going to take that twist. So open to the left. Tee out your arms, your right hand's in front now. The work is to pull your left hip back, then take a peek at your right hand, reach it forward an inch or two. Now begin to tick-tock the arms. Right comes down, left goes up. Really find space here. Pull your left hip back. Take a breath in. Let your left hand come down to the mat. Frame your left foot. Bend your left knee. And push every bit of your weight into the left foot as your right leg lifts high and your nose goes towards your knee. A standing split-ish. Can you lift it higher? Perfect. Take a breath in. And go ahead and bring your feet together in a fold at the top of your mat. Bend your knees so much that you crouch into a tiny little ball. Wrapping your arms around your bent knees, squeezing tight into your best here. And then you come to a seat on your mat. Stay seated. You're going to be sitting on your sitting bones. Bend your knees. They're high up to the sky. Soles of your feet are on the mat. Arms are going to go behind you. They'll be straight. And your palms will connect to the mat with your fingertips away from you. So you're sort of leaning back onto straight arms with bent knees. You're going to take your right leg and cross it over that bent left knee, bringing your ankle to the left thigh. And then find a comfortable position just outside the ankle, just above the ankle. That shin bone is pressing against the left thigh, and then flex your right toes back towards your knee so there's activity in the feet. We've made this figure 4 shape with our legs. It is commonly referred to as a seated pigeon because we're going to get deep into our hips, but in this particular way of coming to access this pose, we also work our heart. Our hands are behind us, so that's forcing the shoulder blades to squeeze together, which is making the heart go forward. Now get really long through your spine and push your heart towards your bent right leg. Don't go far. Take a breath in. And do that again, push. Take a breath in. And push. Maybe 1 or 2 more breaths. And now tuck your chin and just allow the hips to open. And we'll begin to bring our eyes back up. And keep your legs like they are. Just begin to rock side to side. And do a little movement here. Perfect. Go ahead and take your right leg and slip it off and straighten it on the mat. Keep your left bent. And now go ahead and open up your left hip Take the sole of your left foot and stick it in the inner thigh of the right leg. Take a breath in and fold forward in this seated tree pose. Start to slowly come back up. Bend your right knee again. Both knees will be bent. Bring your hands back around to the back. Lean back onto your straight arms. This time we'll cross left over right. Make sure your toes are active. Get long here and don't think too much about side to side being overly different. It just is. Take a breath in. Push your heart forward just a little bit. Don't go too far. Allow your body to receive the posture. We don't want to push our body into it. We just want to receive. Welcome it in, if you will. Allowing the body to trust that we're not going to push it. And if you are new to practicing with me, this is about the deepest pigeon I'll ever let your body go into. It's plenty of hip stretch without compromising the integrity of the hip joint. When you find your sweet spot and the body likes the sensation, tuck your chin. Close your eyes. Start to bring your eyes up and rock side to side. Perfect. Begin to straighten your left leg on the mat. Nestle your right foot against your left inner thigh and let your hip open. Take a breath in and fold over that straightish left leg. Go ahead and rise back up, straighten both legs, maybe give them a little shake. Begin to find yourself on your back. When you get there, bring your knees in. And rock a little bit. And then tee out your arms again. Palms face up. Take a breath in. Drop your knees over to the left. And then bring your knees back up to center. And drop them over to the right. Knees come back up to center. Go ahead and lower the soles of your feet to the mat. Let the soles come together as the knees open in this butterfly shape, so symbolic of transformation and nature, coming out of this season of winter into an opportunity to open, to bloom, to grow. And just as nature gives to us its beauty, its presence, its reminder that no matter what goes on around it, it remains. This beautiful gift of knowing that we too can do the same. We can open. We can give. We can receive. And all of these things come from our heart. And it's such a beautiful reminder of spaciousness within each of us. Go ahead and place your right hand on your belly and your left hand on your heart. And as we began our practice on our bellies this morning or this afternoon, we could feel maybe even the heartbeat against the floor, and we could feel that prana, that life moving in and out of us. And as we lay here on our backs, there's an openness. As we feel that same sensation. You are welcome to stay as long as your body, your mind, your spirit invites you to stay. And this is a particularly important part of the practice that integrates the intention, the movement, the breathing. So soak it in. Letting your body receive the benefits. And as you move around the rest of the day, the rest of the week, till we practice again, remember this concept of being open to to give, open to receive, open to nature, open to the lessons, the gifts. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day, beautiful week. Take care of yourself. Thank you for everything, and I will see you all real soon.